Welcome back, and as I promised, the next video after the last trig identity example, or the third question we're going to deal with, then this is the one. Simplify cos of 90 degrees plus alpha. In this case, we're going to use the sum identity, the cos of the sum of the two angles identity. And if you remember, we're going to use, this is the relation that we're going to use, cos of alpha plus beta, just two different angles, doesn't matter what they are. There, it's equal to cos of alpha, cos of beta, minus sine of alpha, sine of beta. That's what we're going to use. Okay, so in this case, this is, by the way, I do have to mention that this is one way of doing this. You can actually solve this graphically as well if you are in tune with the cosine function graph and sine function graph, and that can be also done. But let's look at it algebraically. So here it is. Now we're going to have, so we're going to expand the cos of 90 degrees plus a, or alpha in this case. I call it a so that it doesn't confuse you with the alpha from the actual definition. So we're going to go through cos of 90 degrees times cos of alpha minus sine of 90 degrees sine of alpha. Excellent. All right, now I need you to pay attention to a couple of things. First of all, cos of 90 degrees, that's 0. 0 times anything is 0. So this first term of this expression, that's 0. Next term, sine of 90, here is 1. And you can actually justify that using the graph as well. Remember that it hits the maximum, the sine y equal to sine theta function, it hits the maximum value when theta is 90 degrees, which is 1 is the maximum value for the function. So in this case, what we will have 1, which is negative 1 times sine of a, that becomes negative sine of a. So this entire thing, the final answer for this entire thing is negative sine of a. Now, which one that is? That's choice number, or choice A. Excellent. Now, since this is a short video, I'm going to do another example. Hang tight. Let's get into the second example. Okay. Look at this, another example. Which expression is equivalent to sine 6x divided by sine 3x, and we have 4 options, A to D. Let's go through that. This is tricky actually, but as long as you stay within the concept of the trigonometric identity, then you'll be okay. But you have to manipulate the sine x 6x in a way that you can actually work through this fraction. So sine of 6x, we can write that as sine of 2 times 3x. Okay, and the reason I did that is because I noticed that there is a 3 in here. So that gave an idea that this 6 has to be kind of manipulated so that it can show up as 3, okay, or 3x. Now, the good news is that once you do this, you notice that this is a double angle identity. It just imagine 3x, the angle 3x is theta. Okay, so another way of writing it, that would be sine of 2 theta, because we just replace 3x with theta for now, and then we have this sine of 2 theta. So I'm going to rewrite this expression that we have. So sine of 6x over sine of 3x, this one right here, it's written as sine of 2 theta. Remember, theta was 3x, so just replace that. And since theta is 3x, I can rewrite sine of 3x as just sine of theta. Okay, so nothing illegal We just replaced a couple of things. We manipulated it in a legal way so that we can function. We can use the sign of double angle. Now, if you remember, this sine of 2 theta is 2 sine of theta cos of theta. That is the equivalent expression of sine of 2 theta. All right. And we're going to rewrite that, and then we're going to rewrite the denominator sine of theta. Now, once you get to this part, then you can now divide. Okay, sine of theta divided by sine of theta, that's 1. So your final answer, based on what we have, will be 2 cos of theta. And then we're going to go back and replace theta with what we had originally set out to be. And theta was supposed to be 3x. Let's rewrite that. So we're going to do 2 cos. Instead of theta, we're going to replace it with 3x, and that is our final answer. All right, and then we come back here. Which of these 4 choices is 2 cos 3x? Well, you can see it. 2 cos 3x is B, right there. I hope these 2 examples were useful to you. Come back for more examples in math, geometry, trigonometry, and later on in physics. Be well.